Hey, I'm Oscarito, and this is the movie Mickey 17. A down-on-his-luck loser drowning in debt signs up for a space expedition to help colonize a frozen planet. He's what's called an expendable, a disposable worker sent on deadly missions. If he dies, they just clone him, keeping all the memories from his previous version. The story begins in the year 2054 on the planet Niflheim. Mickey, 17, an expendable worker, wakes up at the bottom of a ravine. He fell there during a scouting mission. He's found by a pilot named Tama, who only comes down to retrieve the flamethrower. Tama leaves Mickey to die. After all, a new clone with a fresh serial number will be printed by the bioprinter tomorrow anyway. As Tama walks away, Mickey braces for an attack from the local life forms. Giant tardigrade-like creatures. They're nicknamed creepers in the English version, but in the book they're called crawlers. The plot flashes back to show what it really means to be an expendable. A new body gets printed, his consciousness uploaded, and Mickey remembers his first death. He was sent into open space to fix some wiring, but in truth, the scientists just wanted to see how quickly the star's radiation would kill him. Mickey Barnes didn't take this job out of ambition. Back on Earth, he and Tama were deep in debt to gangsters who made it very clear, using a chainsaw and another unlucky debtor, what happens if you don't pay up. With no money, the two signed up for Kenneth Marshall's colonization program, Tama as a pilot, Mickey as expendable labor. Mickey's body was scanned for future replication, and his mind was backed up and stored in the form of a memory brick. The final step? A gunshot to his own head to prove he trusted the system and was ready to go all the way. The journey was overshadowed by strict resource rationing. Even a meal that exceeded the calorie limit by a few units was considered a crime. Mission Commander Kenneth Marshall and his wife Ilfa banned all intimate relations aboard the ship, since those two wasted precious calories. In the cafeteria, Mickey meets a security officer named Nasha, and they start secretly breaking that rule together. Even before reaching the planet, death had become routine for Mickey. On Niflheim, he's allowed to breathe the outside air for the first time, just so he could catch local viruses and die. Scientists used his infected blood to develop a vaccine, which they also tested on him. His body, like other organic waste, was dumped into the smelting reactor. That's where the raw material for the next clones came from. Eventually, the scientists succeeded in creating a cure, and Mickey 17 began scouting the terrain alongside the exploration team. During the first contact, one of the agents dies, crushed by a rock slide she accidentally caused herself. Soon after, Mickey falls into a crevice and Tama abandons him. Creepers, some of them massive, begin closing in on him. Mickey says his goodbyes to life, hoping the creatures will eat him quickly. But instead, they drag his clone into a cave. At first, he fears they'll feed him to their young, but that doesn't happen. Surprisingly, the creatures push the uninvited guest back out onto the snowy surface. Mimicking the creepers' clicking sounds, Mickey walks away. Back in his room, Mickey washes off the exhaustion of a long day, but when he lies down in bed, he notices another copy of himself, Mickey 18. A technical error. Mickey 17 didn't die, as the scientists thought, but Mickey 18 has already been printed. They realize they're now multiplets, two active copies of the same person. That's strictly illegal and punishable by death for both. Mickey decides to run, knocking out Mickey 18 with a well-aimed dumbbell. Waking up on a garbage cart, Mickey recalls what Nasha once told him. Every clone has its own personality. Mickey 18 clearly has psychopathic tendencies, a taste for violence, and a confidence the original lacks. He beats Mickey 17 and tries to throw him into the bioreactor. In desperation, Mickey suggests they live a double life, taking shifts, splitting duties. But the tougher, colder version of himself just sneers at the weakness of his predecessor. But before Mickey 18 can finish the job, Tama shows up with a friend. The pilot is selling the fuel from Mickey's flamethrower, a substance used on the planet as a drug. Hiding nearby, Mickey 18 eavesdrops on their conversation and decides to kill his former friend. When Tama is alone, he attacks and pushes him down a shaft. Suddenly, agents Nasha and Zeke arrive. Mickey 17 hides, while Mickey 18 orders Tama to play along, then pretends to rescue him, making himself look like a hero. Nasha leaves with her boyfriend, and a jealous Mickey 17 watches them from the shadows. Just then, Marshall's assistant finds him and delivers unexpected news. Mickey has been chosen to take part in the colony's traditional broadcasted dinner, a morale-boosting event for the settlers. Starving from constant rationing, Mickey makes his way to the Marshal's quarters where he hungrily tears into a steak. Soon they're joined by Agent Kai, the partner of the woman who died during the earlier expedition. The Marshal apologizes to Mickey for yelling at him over the incident. They begin to say a prayer for the fallen, but midway through, Mickey is struck by sudden nausea and vomits right at the table. Turns out he was unknowingly used to test synthetic meat, along with a new painkiller. They inject him with medication immediately to ease the effects. Kai takes Mickey to her place to give him a herbal tea, something to help his stomach. But suddenly, Mickey remembers his girlfriend is with an imposter, Mickey 18, printed just a few hours ago. He rushes home. Nasha sees him and immediately understands this was bound to happen. High on fuel, she marks them with numbers, 17 and 18, and forces them to make peace. That reconciliation quickly turns intimate, until Kai interrupts, bringing Mickey the herbal remedy. Meanwhile, Mickey 18 learns about what happened at the dinner and flies into a rage. He blames the Marshal for mistreating them and decides to kill him. Luckily, Nasha left her sidearm unattended. Mickey 18 heads to the hall where the Marshal is giving a presentation. He showcases a strange local rock delivered earlier that day, which he wants to turn into a memorial engraved with the names of the first colonists. As he speaks, a laser slices the stone, revealing hollow cavities inside. Mickey 18 draws the gun and takes aim, but the weapon is spotted. Security tackles him. At that moment, a creeper bursts out of the cracked stone, sending the crowd into chaos. Mickey 18 and the gun fall to the floor. The Marshal orders scientists to capture the creature. They suit up in hazmat gear. Then Mickey 17 steps in. Mimicking the creature's sounds, he distracts it long enough to grab it. The scientists trap the creeper in a plastic bag. The Marshal approaches the bullet crack in the rock, only for a second creeper to launch out of the hole straight at his face. Security guns it down instantly, shredding it to pieces. Sensing a telepathic link with the fallen juvenile, the Alpha Creeper gathers the others and heads toward the human base. Marshal orders the arrest of the multiplets and Nasha, who's been helping them. In the prison cell, Mickey confesses the creepers saved him in the canyon. He just didn't realize it at first and never even said thank you. On the way to the Marshal, it's revealed the entire creeper population has surrounded the base. Dorothy, the lab assistant studying the captured juvenile, tells Mickey that his mimicry inspired her to build a prototype translator for their language. She explains the local creatures are intelligent and non-hostile. They didn't even eat Mickey 17 when they had the chance. To prove her point, the juvenile spits at the Marshal with contempt. In response, the Marshal cruelly suspends the baby creeper above the reactor, forcing Nasha to hold the rope with her teeth to keep it from falling. Next, on his wife's suggestion, the Marshal orders both Mickeys to be rigged with explosives and sent into the creeper crowd, a living bomb. Before leaving, Dorothy slips the translator to Mickey 17. The clones approach the massive alpha female. Using the device, Mickey warns her the humans plan to exterminate their kind. In return, the alpha demonstrates her species' power. Creepers can emit sounds that fry human brains. To reach peace, she demands two things: the return of the juvenile and one human life as compensation. Mickey returns and, on camera, gestures to deliver the child. But the Marshal's advisor convinces him to personally go into the field, give an emotional speech for the cameras, then order an airstrike, the usual colonial tactic. Outside, soldiers aim at the Alpha, but the smaller creepers form a swarm of decoys. Nasha walks on foot, carrying the baby to Mickey. Spotting the marshal, Mickey, 18, decides to finish what he started. He attacks, beats him senseless, and detonates the explosives, killing them both in front of Mickey and Nasha. 6 months later, spring has arrived. A new government is in place. Nasha won the election. The colonists decide to destroy the bioprinter and abandon the expendable worker system. The honor of pressing the button goes to Mickey. In the fire, his past burns, along with his serial number. He's no longer Mickey 17. Now he's just Mickey Barnes, the one and only, and that's where the movie ends.